I'm going to discuss a bunch of transformational rules. So one of them is do insertion or do support. And I think we have already mentioned that in an earlier video. So do support is a transformational rule in English with which you insert a form of the auxiliary verb do into the structure. The do will then carry the tense. Why do we need to do that? Well, the do support is used for several purposes. The primary purpose is basically when you want to create a question in English, you need an auxiliary verb. Sometimes you don't have an auxiliary verb, and when you want to turn it into a question, or technically speaking, interrogative, you need to insert an auxiliary. That auxiliary is going to be do, basically a form of do, which could be do, does, did. John is a good guy. So if I ask you to form it into a question, you would say, is John a good guy? But if I tell you John ate a salad, how do you turn it into a question? I mean, you can't say ate John a salad. That's not grammatically acceptable. What you need to do, it means you need to have an aux here and then have John. Then here you have the word ate, which is eat plus past. So this past tense part of it is carried over to the auxiliary. So do becomes did a salad. This is how you make a question, right? Okay, now the question is, how do you reflect this in a tree? We have a noun, we have a verb, we have a determiner, noun phrase. We have our sentence here that consists of a subject, noun, phrase, and an aux. And then verb phrase is a verb and a noun phrase. The aux is going to be moving here. The aux comes here, and then it's past, and then this is move aux. That explains the sentence, move aux. Now we're going to take this to the next level. Then let's go back to our original sentence. John ate a salad. So when you say, did John eat a salad? That's like a yes or no question. The answer would be yes or no. But now I want to create a different kind of question here, which is a WH question. And I want to replace the object noun phrase with a WH. So I want to say, John ate what? So of course you need a question mark, but you need to move what here. And then you need to do, what did John eat? Now, how do you do the tree for this sentence? Here we need more transformations. So we have our sentence. This is a tree we did so far, a tree with 3 nodes, right? An NP aux. Then we move the aux. We have this extra node, aux here. Then we want to move what? And to move what, we need to hypothesize a next level of branching, which is CP. And then the complementizer node is filled with what? We know that what was here, right? John ate what? Now we want to move this. So if you have a WH question and you want to account for the movement, this is how you do it. And don't get me started on why, because that would be a next level of analysis, which we're not getting into at this point. So the D structure of this sentence was John ate what? In order to turn it into a surface structure, first we inserted do. Insert do. We said John did eat what? And then we did another transformation, which is SAI, which is subject auxiliary inversion. What does that mean? It means you move the auxiliary to the front. You front the auxiliary. So instead of saying John did eat what, you say, did John eat what? This is a second transformation that we did. Now we need another level of transformation, which is called move WH, or you can call it WH movement. So what do we do in this level? We move what to the beginning. Now, the sentence, we have the S structure, which is what did John eat? So in order to get the S structure, what did John eat, from the deepest structure, John ate what, we need to apply 3 transformational rules. Insert do or do support, SAI, subject auxiliary inversion, and then move WH or WH move. Now this one, so this tree reflects all the 3 transformations. Mary is eating a salad. The question for this sentence would be, is Mary eating a salad? Now I want to draw 2 trees for both the declarative sentence and the question. Why do we do this? Just to count the number of transformations. So when you turn the sentence Mary is eating a salad into is Mary eating a salad, you only have 1 transformational rule, which is move aux, or which is done for SAI, subject auxiliary inversion. Now I want to turn this sentence into a different sentence. What is Mary eating? And for this, I'm going to add a next level, which is CP here. And then I add a C. And then this MP moves here because it is what. Instead of say a what. So what moves here. And this is called move WH. So I'm saying that you could play with these trees. Here move aux is the same as SAI, which is subject auxiliary inversion. Okay, what is the next sentence? You are talking to me. What is the question for that? Are you talking to me?
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
Uh-oh, they called him a pig.
Are you talking to me?
Shouldn't have done that.
Are you talking to me?
Now they're...
So the sentence is, you are talking to me. Here, the regular tree, you're talking to me. Now, I want to say, are you talking to me? So turn it into a question. Are you talking to me? Subject auxiliary inversion, or move, you can say move aux. So now we have our tree. Now, we want to create a new question. We want to say, we don't know who the person is talking to. You are talking to who? Now, in order to hypothesize that, here we need to move aux. This is the aux, okay? Now, if you want to create the sentence, who are you talking to? The sentence, who are you talking to, comes from you are talking to who. First, I'm going to move the aux, subject auxiliary inversion. So here I have moved the aux. And then other than that, how do you account for the movement of who? You need to add the CP node and then add C, and then you need to indicate the movement. So I like the way that you can manipulate the trees and you kind of feel you can actually travel with the words, you can imagine that. Now we have a sentence which is, what should I say to Marvin? So this of course has 2 levels. There's a deep structure. So I'm going to draw the tree for that, for this deep structure, the deep structure robot level, and then apply the transformational rules to derive the surface structure, because that's what transformational rules are for. Basically, they derive the S structure from the D structure. The D structure here is, I should say what to Marvin. Here, of course, we have our typical noun phrase, and then we have the aux, which is present, which is should, and then we have our verb phrase, which is a verb, and a prepositional phrase. What is the first movement I apply? It's the SAI, the move aux. So you need to move the aux, which is should, and then you need to apply a CP, put a C, which is what. Okay, so you can see that the movements are neatly applied in the second part of the sentence. So just to wrap up the discussion of do support, you need to know that do support is used for other purposes as well. Do support is also used for emphasis. For example, instead of saying he won the medal, I can say he did win the medal. Or instead of saying he knows math very well, I can say he does know math very well. Here, there is no movement. There is no move aux, because this is not used for questions. So as I said, do support is also known as do insertion. and it can be used for tag questions. I can say, you don't know it, do you? So that second part, we say, you don't know it, do you? I did very well, didn't I? So you have a sentence, then you want to ask a question about it.